basically East Europe against China. And I'm not actually sure where from China. I'm not that knowledgeable. Top right we have Jieshi. Bottom left it is Wayne. Already sending out a probe here very early, so he's gonna go attempt the hatchery block. But let's see if Wayne is gonna commit to an earlier hatchery. Seems the way. He did the extractor trick and he's gonna send out a drone very early here at 15. And this is gonna transform into the hatchery at the natural, so this is a little bit of a win there already for Wayne. Jieshi not gonna be able to block this one. Just gonna send his probe back here, not even gonna keep it for mineral harassment. Well, then let's see, Wayne, what tricks you have in store. Jieshi, let's also see. I'm not 100% sure on his style. Like, he seemed like a little bit of a more defensive, conservative Protoss player when I saw him, but that was like 3 years ago or so. I haven't seen this guy in a while, and I'm a little bit curious to see if he's still playing rather standard or if he has like some really weird cheeses or basically different meta game in China. That's also a possibility. But it feels like Protoss from China are currently not that bad. Firefly is performing very good. Cyan is doing very well. Jieshi is now popping up again. So it seems the region has gained some strength there. Specifically for our Protoss players. I think Coffee as well is popping up a little bit. So, which is a Terran player. So like him and Time basically, or Oliveira being the stronger Terrans from that region. It's like the region has had a little bit of a jump in skill recently again. Maybe Time's win last year has elevated the motivation for the Chinese region a bit. Not sure. But apparently there was like more than like a few thousand people actually at the airport there trying to greet Oliveira on his way home from that Katowice one. Sorry, it was this year, right? I'm already like in next season mode. Basically, the Katowice next year, early next year. Yeah, it was this year actually, yeah. Target opening here for Jieshi. No shenanigans so far, just gonna be the normal standard low ground wall here, going into a couple adepts. He did not manage to push out the third any further, so there is no real opportunity to snipe any transferring drones with those adepts. He's just gonna keep them at home for now, just gonna be safe here. And I assume probably gonna go into third nexus rather soon once he has his... Oh, Void Ray out actually. Okay. He's gonna get a Void Ray first and then going into Twilight just behind this. Gonna see what he wants to do with this. He's gonna keep his adepts at home, so yeah, rather safe. And maybe going for a little bit of a timing attack. You're going up to 4 gates before throwing down his extra nexus, so this is definitely a tiny bit committed. I mean, you can still just throw down the nexus, but going up to 4 gates at this point is a little bit curious. Void Ray coming out, so he's definitely, he wants to deny scouting so hard. Just gonna get a Void Ray, gonna get his third now, which is a little bit later than it should be, and maybe he's not even gonna get it. Maybe he's just like, hey, see me. Yeah, actually, gonna pull up some minerals. Is he though? Is he though? I mean, you can just grab this for extra, like, as a placeholder nexus, basically, to fake it out. But yeah, this is gonna be Adept Glaives with 4 gates, so... I mean, he places with his third, so it's not too committed. It's not like 6 gates, where he's like almost all in. It's not gonna be a Dark Shrine, which is also a little bit cheesy at this point. Especially after a Stargate. And there's no Oracle, which is kind of weird, right? So Wayne is like, hey, you have a Void Ray here, and I'm just gonna push this and put damage on it, but there's no Oracle coming yet. Where's your Oracles? He should be tipped off. He saw only 2 adepts, he saw there's no stalker, he saw there's no sentry. And maybe, yeah, he's gonna see some of the shades, but did he see them actually? Because those guys are now across the map. He's gonna see there's one more adept. If he goes into the adept, he's gonna see that the shot actually has extra add-on. But yeah, as I say that, already the adepts show up here in the 3rd base for Wayne, and he doesn't really have anything in place. He only has a couple of links and some queens. The queens cannot fight this, as you can see. 2 shots, 2 volleys here on those links if all the adepts shoot, and they die. Finally, some roaches come to try to help out here, but is this already too little too late? Seems like we're gonna have a lot of damage being dealt here, just in the brink of an eye. And oh, actually, that might have not been the best shade here. I like this recall, but this shade should have gone into the natural. This was definitely a misplay here from Jieshi. He could have done way more damage. Ends up only taking 5 drones, so really lucky here for Wayne that he kind of... Jieshi missed the shade, basically. He did not go into the position where he needed to go to, and then he was fighting queens on top of a ramp where he couldn't move anymore. And the roaches were just behind him. And he's just gonna defend this, yeah? So these 6 adepts are gonna be in a good position to shade in again. And if I'm Jieshi, I want him to split them up. 2-2-2 in all of the mineral lines and just completely, like, destroy him. But he's just gonna commit all of them into the natural for now. He's gonna kill 1 drone, 2 drone. Does not feel really worth it. And honestly, I wanted them to just sit there for a while and maybe, you know, go in with a push or with some pressure. Well, now he's actually doing a lot more work here, shading into the 3rd base, basically completely out positioning those roaches, and we see 15 drones going down, which goes up to a total of 20. And I guess those adepts were definitely worth it in the end there. Kind of would have loved to see those though, like a move like that. You can, if you can pull it off with like a pressure at the front where you kind of bind the units to from your opponent, then it's literally game ending. I mean, this might have been already enough, but honestly, like, he just killed 15 drones, but Wayne is already up at 68 again, and he is going into an infestation pit. He is about to have +1. He's about to have roach speed. We only have 1 immortal. Okay, there's a second one. There's no AoE, there's no Colossi, there's no Disruptors, there's no Storm, there's no Templar tech at all. There is +1, which is cool, but this is basically matched at this point. And there's Blink, there's no charge, there is so many good things, I guess. Jieshi is missing right now still. Finally, we're gonna go into a robotic support bay. And yeah, let's see what he can make happen there. But it feels like his opportunity with the adepts was definitely missed by the 1 missed shade. And on the other side, well, Wayne comfortably droned up after this. He's going into some super heavy tech right now. Lurker with Hydra support. He's gonna go into Hydra upgrades. Actually gonna catch these adepts as well, which is really nice, so they are not gonna deal any more damage. And yeah, as you can see, range attack, the Hydra range plus range there. And the Hive is about to finish. The Lurker then is halfway done. We're gonna see some Ravager morphing in right now. And there are some links. You need to be a little bit careful. Don't single file those in here. And once you push this one back, yeah, Jieshi should not even stay here. Because when these upgrades are finishing here with a couple Hydras in support as well, he's just gonna completely overrun this army. As you can see now, Hydras joining the army here. For Wayne. I kind of want to see him actually be a little bit more aggressive, expanding. Maybe just get a base here in the north, or 1 more in the south. Maybe even a gold base. This might have been, you know, a little bit too aggressive, the gold one, but yeah. Like grabbing 1 or maybe a double expand might be just the perfect time for this right now. The Hydra speed as well on the way, Lurker range on the way. And a lot of links just run into the open gate of Jieshi here. Going into the main base, we see a recall even on the main army. So this completely resets every plan here that Jieshi had. And it's just some links which he doesn't even want anymore. And he's like so surprised that his counterattack is doing so much work that he's actually making more links again. Even though they don't have any upgrades, they're actually just running around, buying a lot of time at this point. But yeah, those links, they can come in again. The reinforcing links he's doing right now. Where is he gonna send them again into the natural base? We need to be a little bit careful. We have the first few disruptors out, which are doing some insane work here on the bottom side of this engagement. Another good connection there, and the top side we have a lot of slow zealots still trying to walk in their way. And Jieshi had a very good position here against the army from Wayne. Wayne was definitely in a very bad spot there to be engaged and completely got out positioned here by Jieshi. So very well done by our Protoss player here, insanely good engaged onto that army. And Wayne was totally, well, he was a little bit too overconfident, I guess, there, moving in such a weird position. He had nothing in place. His lurkers were basically moving while he was getting attacked and already lost some of those. And most of his army was very stacked up against those disruptors, so they needed to move against the shots, and he got so much free damage with all of these stalkers there. Wow, that queen was tanking a long time. Okay, so he should be able to basically fight off this army here, but it's gonna be, well, it's gonna be so much time that Jieshi is buying in, and he's trying to move in. Actually, getting these lurkers is really good, but this should not be enough here from our Protoss players, does it though? Another good connection there from the disruptor, but in the end, yes, he is gonna be pushed back, and he completely resets the Protoss army there. So I think whatever is at home is maybe like 2 disruptors, if at most. Check it out, it's just 2 observers. Wow. And 1 disruptor. I mean, so we're sitting at only 1 robo on 4 bases. I don't think that's the way you want to play here. Feels like a little bit low on tech, doesn't it? If you want to go that gateway heavy, you need your Templar archives a little bit earlier. And he's just gonna sacrifice this one as well. It's just gonna go down. And now Wayne can just counter push again. It feels like both of these players are just donating armies to each other at this point. But I doubt Wayne is gonna do the same again twice, the same mistake twice here. So he's a little bit more careful now with this engage. He's gonna go and see, hey, this base is up and running. He's gonna position a lurker which can just run through there. So this wall is misplaced as well. There is no detection, nothing seeing this lurker. And he's also struggling to defend his natural base here. 1 Viper is enough to grab the 1 robotic production. Whatever comes out of that one. And the rest is gonna be enough to fight off just plain Stalker Zealot. So yeah, Wayne not even using these lurkers, they're just hanging around here, basically making a retreat possible for our Zerg player, but does he even need to? You can just keep pushing. Still, this lurker it's basically killed most of the saturation. 17 kills on that 1 lurker. I wonder how many zealots he actually killed. Wow. Because there was a huge weapon. I guess a lot of these trying to reinforce here, but yeah, Jieshi is just gonna get destroyed here by Wayne. Well played, GG. Quick question. Alright. Cutting there a little bit with Mark. I was a little bit surprised that he had 4 times Protoss in a row as well. The same as me. I was actually, if you remember, I was double checking there the last map he was playing against Special, if it is actually random, because he was only getting Protoss. And yeah, this sometimes happens. I've been basically laddering as a random player since the start of Wings of Liberty, or even, yeah, since the start of Wings of Liberty. And It happened to me as well, more with Zerg than with any other race, but sometimes I would get like 7 times or 8 times Zerg in a row, and I'm like, hey, is this broken? Is this actually broken? And what happened to me was, literally, I would have probably like 300, 400 games a season, and it would be a little bit in favor of Zerg games. I would have like more, like 40 or 45% games would be Zerg, and the rest rather evenly split amongst the other two races, but it feels like it's not exactly 30, like a third, like 33% for each race, like as it should be, you know. I mean, if you play several hundred games, it should kind of balance out, and of course, the more games you play, the more it should balance out. But sometimes it doesn't really. Wayne going for a proxy hatchery here, and yeah, well, good choice, I'd say. By him. Try and go take the initiative here. Oh yeah, Mark was really surprised as well. I'm gonna pull 5 probes here. One is gonna make the cybernetics core. This is a little bit weird though, so he's still chilling around there on the low ground, and there's no extra hatchery yet for Wayne, so what are you up to, my man? There's gonna be an earlier pool, and there we go on the 3rd base. So he's gonna basically hatch, pool, hatch, or is he actually? Yes. So he's gonna go back and take his natural there. Let's see if he's gonna do something with this drone here. He's gonna try to go for an Evo chamber. I don't think so. There's already the Zealot. He's gonna try to go for another hatch if he's gonna try to grab a gas. Very nice blocking here from Jieshi. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get anything out of this drone. And the Nexus is gonna come. There we go. Maybe a gas deal. Well, doesn't seem like he's going for it, at least how the rally is set up here. Oh, as I say that. Okay, so he's gonna get a gas. It's like, well, you're gonna lose the drone anyway, so delay the main gas a little bit might be cool. Even gonna... I don't like this, Jieshi. Don't put the pylon here. You already have a oh, he already has a pylon down here, which also was scouted. But I guess with this one being so late, he needs like an extra pylon. This really messes with the Protoss build, it feels. That's a really cool strategy, I think, the offensive hatchery. And is this gonna be a Baneling bust? Oh my god. Against Protoss? That's interesting. So yeah, a lot of Protoss players... Basically, the ultimate counter to Baneling busts is sentries with force fields. But a lot of Protoss players don't make any sentries anymore. It's all about adepts, it's all about stalkers. He forced a Zealot. He's gonna have a 3-building wall though. But yeah, you can just bust this Zealot basically and then try to overwhelm there as well. It's gonna be, what, 6 Banes? Which is just gonna be enough to bust any unit in the wall, and the rest is gonna be links, and it feels like he just is perfectly outpacing this probe here. It seems like 2 links, but it's like 2 links? Yeah, whatever. 2 is not something that's weird. And there we go. Yeah, you need it. You need it in, like, oh, okay, I love this one. I love it though. It's staggered units there, and he's gonna get a sentry. There we go. So this should actually just be hold off. And we can see it's going into drones already for Wayne. He's gonna try to pressure a little bit here. He's gonna show, hey, I'm making more Banes. Be afraid. And he's just even gonna cancel those. Okay. But it feels like he's really far behind at this point. So yeah, we have tech out. We have the 2nd base. We didn't lose any probes. The robotics facility is already pumping out immortals, and I hope we're gonna see a Warp Prism after this and just get some counter pressure. Now he's gonna go into 2nd immortal first, at least. A couple more gates coming in. So with 4 gates and with like 2 immortals and then a prism, you can also just maybe kill the Zerg at this point. It's just links so far. So either adepts or 6 gates even. Or zealots would be fine. I guess at 6 gates it doesn't really matter anymore what you make. You can just warp in so many units, the Zerg is not gonna be able to match this. He's down 8 workers at this point, and the only tech he has is a Baneling nest, and now he's going into an Evo chamber, which doesn't feel like it can help much. Oh, we're going even up to, what, 8 gates? There's 5 here in the main. It's gonna be 7 gates for now, but maybe there's gonna be one more gate somewhere. Maybe not, but it's gonna be a ton of gates, and it's just gonna be the kill move, I think. Gonna come tiny bit delayed. +1 melee is not gonna be finishing in time here, as this push is gonna be across the map in like 30 seconds. We're gonna start to move out. Wayne might just GG here, but he did not see the extra gates. I guess he can, like, guess that they are there. But yeah. He's trying to make only links, and he's going for a counter attack. Okay, so let's think here. Is there a possibility for a base trade or a draw or something like that? Maybe. Maybe just forcing weapons at home could be something. But even with all of these Banes, you're not gonna get a lot of these units, are you? There's so many force fields. There is the Warp Prism to Micro. He can even drop just Immortals in the midst of these Banes. Those links actually come back. No counter attack here at all. So he's just gonna try to defend. Another set of good force fields here. And one more force field to keep everything at bay. And I think that's the nail in the coffin. Jieshi taking back game number 2 after a failed Baneling attempt. Baneling bust attempt. Very well done here by Jieshi. Completely reading the situation completely perfect there. And absolutely demolishing that attempt here. Okay, so Special and Jason are playing it. 1-1 really? I'm not sure. But we have some extra casters here. So something might have happened. Go ahead, go into our last map, which is gonna be Site Delta, the map everyone loves, nobody hates other than me. Because we just see it simply so often. I already am sick of it. And we are at 1-1, so it's gonna be the decider here for Jieshi in the top left against Wayne in the bottom right. Let's just see what we can get out of our Zerg play this time. And if Jieshi can handle whatever comes at, or is getting thrown at him here. Go for the hatch block again. Let's see, are we gonna go? No, so this is an overlord, so it's not gonna be the extractor trick. It's not gonna be an offensive hatchery here. So he's just gonna let this happen, and he'll go into a third location, I guess. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Okay. So another basically different opening here for now. As I say that though, this drone is actually sneaking across the map, so let's see where it's rallied, and you can see it is the Protoss Natural. It's gonna be an offensive hatchery. Most likely. But not before your own natural. So I love this one. Jieshi is scouting with this probe, is committing this, and he's just gonna keep this drone outside for now. Just gonna show it when he has enough minerals, and he's gonna be early enough to just block this. There's no probe in position, so no potential for a counterplay. And yeah, this pylon was trying to fake him out. Hey, maybe I'm gonna cannon rush here, so be careful. No, it's not gonna happen. Now Wayne already outplaying Jieshi there a little bit. Again with a pylon here. Curious what he's using. Why? What is the reason for this? What is the reason for this? Is he gonna try to make a wall here? Can this be anything? I mean, he's actually bringing some drones, right? It's not like he's gonna do anything with it, is he? He doesn't have a forge. Even if he makes like proxy gates or something there, it doesn't make sense because links are gonna be there earlier than any unit out from the gate. Yeah. Very weird stuff there. But I guess Wayne's still respecting the chance that there might be something happening and just pulling a couple drones there to defend. Come on, take your Nexus already. Wait, you have the money. What are you, wait, what? Am I missing something? He had enough money. What was he making that was so important that he needed to delay the Nexus there for a second? Wow. I don't know. Maybe that. Second one. Wayne going for third. So far it seems like his mind games are paying off a little bit. It's like his opening is a bit... I'd prefer his opening for now, even though he's down drones currently. I kind of feel like he's a little bit outsmarting Jieshi at this point, and this robo feels awfully late for some reason. Going into everything else before and having the gas a little bit later because some more probes will move in, which naturally go into gas. Let's see though what these adepts can do here, as we remember the second wave of adepts with Glaives did very well there in the first game. Killed like 15 drones. Adepts are gonna just trade for some links here. Really good micro there by Jieshi actually. Completely started stepping these down. Not the hardest micro to pull off, but actually losing so little HP is really good. Well done by him. This is... oh, I thought this was a full wall, but there's a Zealot. Showing off his fat butt here. In this area. Let's see if it's fat enough to deny any links from coming in. I guess with a couple of depths it's gonna be fine. Perfectly here. Getting one link snipe and then shading basically back. This is basically the perfect thing that could have happened here for Jieshi. Just some bonus stuff from his adepts. Okay, so yeah, of course we're gonna see a Warp Prism very fast. This is not the standard meta, as everybody knows. It's gonna be the Stargate usually. So it is not a Stargate. And this will immediately get seen here as the Warp Prism moves out. It's just gonna be 3 Stalkers, which is kind of a funny number there. I guess it's because he is not on enough gates there. We're on sitting on 2 gates, and the third one is about to finish here in just a second. And a Twilight behind this, and Immortal. So this is not that committed, it's just for creep clearing, I guess. I mean, he can one-shot links with 3 Stalkers. That might have been why. He cannot one-shot tumors though, he needs 4. Maybe he needs 5 for tumors, I'm not sure. Definitely, it's not enough though. Forged Twilight, okay. It's kind of funny, it looks almost standard, but without the Stargate, right? So it's really off timing everything. Kind of off timing from your standard timings. Take a micro with a prism, nice done here. Very well. I love the last shot. Kind of like, that looked so funny. Kind of like slingshotting the last damage, dishing it out. Not gonna matter because the Roach is gonna morph into a Ravager. And he just warps in one more Stalker to basically make the Warp Prism full here. Almost the Stalker there a little bit. Maybe a little bit overzealous. Using so much HP there. Okay, so we're gonna have what? 3 Immortals, we're gonna have +1, we're gonna have Charge. Is this like a 4 Immortal push timing on 2 bases? There's no third base. What are you doing? Do we have Blink at this point? No. So Charge is gonna be the first one. So it's gonna be like Immortal Charge? Okay, now we're moving out to grab our third base. But there is no AoE. He's making so many Immortals, man. So weird. I mean, they're good against Roaches. Maybe he's fully anticipating an attack here from Wayne, which actually might come. But as we can see, hey, there's a Transitional Spire, an extra gas. He can always grab those 2 extra gases here as well and go up to 6 gas in just blink of an eye. And make... well, you can make a lot of mutas on 3 bases. Oh, he lost the Stalker. I love it. Just getting out these shots on the overload. Okay. Ah, he gets the observer. Did you guys see? I was killed there. That's where my grave is. And the remains of that observer. Well, I'm basically usually driving. But as you can see, I have one more position here on the map. I am within these overseer eyes. Basically inside these eyeballs I can move around. And see everything. Just like the three-eyed raven from Odin. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So we have Templar Archives and we have Charged Archon now coming in. Third base is coming in. We are ahead of probes here as Jieshi, so actually Wayne just cancelling the space. He's really afraid and he is not on many drones. As you can see, it's only 55 drones. He's trying to counter-attack you with some links and there's not really anything other than some static D to defend this, but with the overcharges might just be enough. Trying to go in here with the zealots, but those zealots are just so disjointed with the rest of the army. The immortals, they were shooting a building. That's not where you want them. You want them to shoot at those roaches. You don't need them to clear a freaking spore while your zealots are dying. Come on, Jieshi. Okay, let's keep your army together. You want a death ball here. There are gonna be some mutas, but are those mutas actually gonna matter? There's like 3 mutas, and there's the Archons already. So I don't feel those mutas are really what you need here, but you already committed the lava to it, so you might just let them finish. Maybe you can get a lucky snipe on the prism. Being said, 11 drones are going down here though, and those zealots are completely messing with this third base. Maybe letting the fourth finish and actually transferring your drones might have been a little bit better there for Wayne. Trying to make a stand here, but doesn't really feel like he has the numbers. Those 4 mortals are just completely packing a punch here. And yeah, trying to commit onto this immortals, trying to buy down the 2 ones in the back there, but while he's doing this, all of these extra charge lots are coming in and completely destroying all of his roach force here. And those ravagers are so gone. I'm not even sure where these mutas have gone. So it's like what? We have like 7 mutalisks and they are actually putting Jieshi a little bit on a timer, but if he cannot really destroy his opponent's forces at home, he's not gonna have a chance to survive here as Wayne. So this is completely going into a base race right now, and we see he is fully committing with these mutas onto the probes, but now with these stalkers, I don't think you can hold this as Wayne. It's just not enough mutas. Can he win this fight actually? Ooh, he's smartly pulling 1 muta back, but again 3 more stalkers, and it just feels like those are a little bit too much for those mutas. We still have enough economy here remaining for Jieshi and enough of a force in the front. Last stand attempt here from Wayne. He's not gonna have his mutas in this fight. They are trying to get more probes on the other side of the map. He is at 4 mutas currently. They are still alive, so he's still managing, and he will be able to push this back, I guess. No, those immortals are not dying. There you go. And these mutas, they won't matter. Jieshi, GG.